Hello and welcome to the 10 Pence Arcade podcast. We are on podcast number 213 and we're talking about a very good game called Nitro Ball. And to do that, I need another person to bounce off like a tennis ball, like a ricochet of wit and humour. Who could that be?
Welcome to Strange Football Field. It'll be a nitro ball.
Yeah, it's
bouncing off you.
It's great. What a strange game, but we will talk about that in a bit. So,
how you doing, mate? How you been? What you been up to?
funny faces. I have been up to a road trip. With my
road trip? I hope you took snacks.
Yes, we did. With my good friend Tony Doyle from Arcade Club.
I love Tony Doyle. He's always got a trick in his pocket, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's always got something to trick you and jokes. And Retro Realm in Walsall, Craig Turner's place. What was confusing, it is run by a Craig, but it's run by Craig Marlowe, who's the owner. That was what confusing. Craig Turner has supplied a lot of the machines to the venue, and he's sort of like almost in a consultant kind of position. So we went there. And
what was it like? Tell me.
I really enjoyed it. I've put a few. I've got get onto this a bit. I've put a few little videos on, and I've put a few snaps on. And I enjoyed it. It's a nice atmosphere. There was a couple of machines off. There's still teething troubles because they didn't open until about February this year.
Yeah, so everything's down and stuff.
Yeah, everything's sparkly new and the artwork's great. And I took loads of pictures. So So what I went also on that trip. Also, mate, because we're in Birmingham area, I found a pinball bar called Tilt.
Yeah,
in the centre of Birmingham. Tony loves going around pinball bars. He's enthralled. I think he was just talking to people and not doing a lot. Yeah, but I love that Tilt in Birmingham.
So that's just all pinball, is it?
Yeah, and it's a coffee shop as well.
Right.
It's a gorgeous coffee shop. I had two flat whites in the hotel, right, which was a Premier Inn right across from the arcade, and we got there. And they were doing this gorgeous coffee, so I had two more flat whites. That's 4 espressos. And I was shaking. I was trying to do some writing on my screen. I was shaking like a leaf. So I started drinking water then. That wasn't good, was it?
I do like a good cup of coffee. I've become a bit of a connoisseur of coffee, I think. I do like coffee.
Oh, yeah, mate, yeah.
But tell me more about the Retro Realm. I mean, did they have a lot of old school cabs in there? I mean, what sort of cab lineup did they have?
They had quite a few old school stuff. They had a lot of drivers, a lot of fighters.
Yeah,
there's a lot of like your Mortal Kombats and your Street Fighters and your Tekken, that kind of thing. That's all there. There's
more 90s sort of leans more towards the 90s era than the 80s, 70s era, would you say?
Definitely not 70s. There's quite a few cabs there. I've done a little video, but there's quite a few cabs with either LCDs or CRTs in.
Right.
And emulation or real boards.
Right.
So it's a bit of a mixture, but if you wanted to play old arcade games, you've got enough. You've got like 20 odd to play. I wanted to play all the different stuff. I was playing the Racers and Aliens Armageddon and stuff like that. And there's
I see they've done a lot of sort of UV reflective paint artwork in there and stuff. That looks really cool.
Yeah, the artwork is great. Yeah, it's really good. I love all that. There's attention to detail everywhere, like on the walls. And I think I had one meal there. No, two actually, which is a burger. And the burgers were excellent. They were so good. So everyone says they're so good. The food's so good. The pizzas are good. And we had a theory, me and Tony. Like Tony says, at Arcade Club, they can, like, when it's busy, it's like 400, 500 pizzas a shift.
Jeez.
That's how busy it gets.
That's mad.
It is, isn't it? It's unbelievable. I think the big oven takes 6 pizzas at a time. So it's always in, always out.
Yeah.
And these guys, they're much more chill because I think there's seating for about 20, 30 people. But it's a lot less stress on the kitchen, and they can take their time, and it shows because the food is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think make a bit of money on the cafe, which is nice, and then you can go in there for free, and then in the arcade is pay in. So that's not. It's really nice. I like the atmosphere. There was enough to do for me to play for like 3 or 4 hours.
And what is it? How does the pricing, the tickets work out? Is it a session or is it all day, like Arcade Club?
I don't know.
What's the business plan?
We didn't pay. I think
you didn't pay.
No, we mates, aren't we? But I think it's. I'm gonna have to look it up now. I'll put a link in the show notes. I think there is sessions, but it's very loosely policed. I think that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Arcade Club. You can book a session.
Yeah.
But that session lasts all day. So if you come in at 11, you can stay till 11. If it's booked, you can come in at 3 and then stay till 11. So it pays to get in there early.
Cool.
And what am I doing? Yeah. Oh, yeah, mate, yeah. Right. What I've realised, right, in the scheme...
In the world?
In the grand scheme of the world, things are not good. But in our world, in the arcade world, things are good. And I do not enjoy editing videos. It's like a mental block for me, isn't it? You've seen them. They're like
welcome to my world.
Yeah, you get copy and paste of videos. The content's all right, but the videos are just awfully put together. And I've got this software called Power Director, which is fantastic to use. You can do all these transitions and that, and all these fades and.
Yeah, but it just takes more time.
Yeah, I can't be arsed.
Listen, mate, I've been editing videos on my phone for what? How long have I been on YouTube? 10 years now. And when I joined when I started the Arcade Archive, YouTube was where I was trying to push myself, and I got a lot of help from Neil and Richard and stuff. But oh my god, I mean, the quality of videos that I had to produce just took up so much time. I'd be up till 1 a.m. editing stuff. I enjoyed some of it. I can't lie. I did enjoy some of it. In fact, Nush, my partner, she works in TV, and she helped me out a lot. And she could show me things that I couldn't see. So, for example, I did the York raid. Yeah. That's probably one of my favourite videos I've ever put together, because it was such a sensitive subject with the daughter there, and it was her father's stuff, and he'd passed away. I tried to make that video. Well, trying not to make it too kind of miserable and dark, but at the same time, I want to put a little bit of light on it, but at the same time, being sensitive to, the family. And I think I did a good job of that, and they absolutely loved it. But it was so difficult to sort of edit her in, and Nush just showed me a way around it. I just didn't see. She said, "Why don't you splice her into 3 parts? Put a bit of her in the beginning, because you need to introduce her in the beginning of the video, then cut another bit in the middle, and then a bit at the end." And I just didn't see all of that. And she taught me a hell of a lot about editing. She was really good. I enjoyed it, but it just took up so much time, And I know exactly what you mean, mate. I mean, you've got the podcast to edit. But, you can do YouTube whenever you want. You don't have to put a video out every week, do you?
No.
Just do it when and when you can. I wouldn't give it up. So, yeah, what I was saying was, you can just do videos whenever you want to. But you're saying you're actually going to give it up? Stop doing it altogether?
I think so, yeah. I think YouTube Shorts I'm going to do, because they're immediate. They're in the moment. And you can just film when you want, and it's like 3 minutes now for a YouTube short. So that was enough to walk around Retro Realm, walk around Tilt, and walk around NQ64. So I did that, and then for the pictures, I started an Instagram account. I've got an Instagram account. I've got 109 followers with no posts. So I've started posting on there. So that's my kind of thing now. Post the pictures on Instagram and do the YouTube shorts. I may go back to video editing because I found a really easy one on Windows 11 of all things called Clip Chimp or something like that, Clip Champ, and that's really easy. But obviously it's the bog standard thing, but you can sort of, that's all I used it for. So I may go back to it, but it's all doing the thumbnails and the description and the promotion, and it's just not for me. It's just not for me.
Don't mind doing that bit. It's the setting up. I mean, if I'm doing a video in this room, it's difficult to get the lighting right, difficult to capture the CRT because they've all got different refresh rates depending on what PCB you've got in there. So that I find difficult and frustrating, and that can take me a while to set up, an hour sometimes, just to get everything right. And then, so I was actually recording a video yesterday because I haven't put one out for 6 weeks. I haven't done one for such a long time, and that's only because this room has had other people's cabs in it, and it's been a bit of a mess while I'm sorting out these PCBs and other stuff. I haven't really felt like doing a video, but yesterday I was really in the mood for it, so I got all the lighting out and gave it a good spring clean, got rid of all the spiders. Oh my god, so many spiders in it.
Arcade spiders.
Yeah,
arcade spiders.
I got in the mood for it, but this video is going to take me a week to probably put together.
God.
Because, you know, it's just tired. You know, I get home from work, I'm tired physically. Sometimes you're just not in the mood for it. But I get it, mate. It's a hobby at the end of the day. You do it when you want to. And I'm sure people will be very appreciative when you do put something out.
Yeah, I do enjoy doing the shorts, actually, because it is... You're in a great mood when you do them. It's spontaneous. Yeah. So you can catch that moment, but doing it's just, I don't know, it's just not for me. I've done it since 2021 and I've done about 35 videos in that time. Yeah. But I do like it, but I'd much prefer the immediate promotion and the pushing out. You get less views. Actually, there's few views, but you get less views on the... And
it's not about the views, Shaun, is it? It's about, I always think for me now, it's more about the interaction.
Yeah.
And what I've found over the last few years, I've got less and less interaction on YouTube. And I think that is because you can go into analytics, most people watch the videos on the big telly. And you can't comment on the big telly. So I've been getting less interaction, which is what I've thrived on. In fact, most of my friends that I've met in the community are through YouTube. Just through interacting with what I've been doing, what I've been picking up, you know, everything. Made friends all over the world through YouTube, you know. But that interaction's gone down a bit, and I think it's purely just because most people watch it on the telly and don't have the access to comment there. You know, to do that, you've got to get out your phone and then comment.
On our TV, it's like a smart TV. You can comment on a YouTube video, but it's not easy. No, I think you've got to go into the channel almost, and then there's a sidebar that opens, and you can't be bothered with it. Yeah, you can do a thumbs up and that, and a something like that, but that's about it is tricky on a telly.
It's tricky,
especially with a remote control that you've got.
Yeah.
Right, another one. Oof, ouch, ouch. This is what I did again. I hurt my neck and shoulder. I think it was in a neck lock at Krav Maga at my self-defense class, and it was like, I can't remember. It's like, I haven't been for like a week and a half now. I'm missing it, but it was like a grab around the neck, pull down on the ground, and then you tighten the neck. That kind of thing. So you're choking someone else, and that was me. And it hurt. And I thought, that hurt. That hurt my shoulder and the neck. And next day, I felt okay. It always takes a couple of days. It was Saturday morning. I could hardly move. I thought, God, what is this? And it was that. And I was like popping cocodamol and ibuprofen to stop the pain. And I was getting like, I've only stopped them like a couple of days ago because I was getting right woozy. I was losing concentration at work with these cocodamol, so I went on paracetamol. It's only the last couple of days. I've had a couple of paracetamol this morning. I'm in me arm and neck. I couldn't believe the pain. It's horrible. I was trying to lie down on the bed, and I had to hold my head and lie it down on the bed, because if I lie back, it would just hurt.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they say, well, I know for experience as well, tendons and muscles, they always take longer to heal than anything else, broken bones. And it can be very uncomfortable and very painful. But, you know, you're doing a high impact sport there, Shaun.
It
You've
is, yeah.
Got a little bit.
I went back to it last October after being off for a year with a what do you call it, a rotator cuff tear. So I've sorted that out. In that time, I've had a nosebleed. Someone smacked me in the nose. I've had my arm pushed down into the ground, my hand pushed down into the ground and pulled back, and then I couldn't drive. That was called a cavalier grip, where they grab the top of your hand and pull it. So that went.
Are you working towards something like a belt? Do they grade you at this place?
Yeah, well, I've done. What have I done? I've done yellow belt, which is your basic toolbox, as you call it. It's all the kicks, the pop blocks, the punches, the defences, and then I've done an orange belt, which is what I was doing again, because I've forgotten it all. Which is all the bear hugs, chokes, holds, grips. That's all orange belt. So I did get onto green belt.
So when do you get onto the origami then? Is that the next belt or?
No, that's black belt origami. It's way above my level origami. You've got to do a swan. I can't do a bloody
the swan. Yeah. And the plane. Can you do the Concorde?
No, can't do them. You need to be proper skilled, a black belt Krav Maga, and you've got to be fending off ninjas when you do it. Oh, yeah, that's it, mate. But can I just tell you one more thing about my gaming setup? I think I said last month. I've got my monitor. I've got a 4K 144 hertz. I'm only running at 120. It doesn't like 144 on some games. 32-inch proper low lag monitor. So that's brilliant for gaming. I've got MAME on it, and it rotates.
Oh, cool!
It rotates, and I've tried it on one game, like Dodonpachi, and it's massive. Because it's a 32-inch screen. Yeah, I think this is a bit big.
I'm sure you could play the vertical games because it's such a big telly, like I do, just in normal horizontal mode, can't you?
Yeah, you can. The 30.
Because that's what I do. The TVs are so big now, you don't really need to rotate them.
No, I've been playing MAME games on without rotating it, and I think it's like a 21, 22-inch screen anyway. Yeah, something like that. So that's big enough.
Cool.
So I'm looking at. What have I got? I'm trying all these joysticks out, and they're all like battered and worn, and so I get a decent stick at the minute. I've got a couple of joypads, but I've got a Xbox 360, an Xbox controller, and they're really good.
Yeah,
they're really good. Obviously, I'd struggle with 4-way games with that, so I've got to find a solution for that.
You still want a stick though, don't you?
You do.
Can't Vic make you one up? Make you a 4-way and an 8-way arcade stick?
He did. I've got one from ages ago, and I tried it, but the base of it is small.
Yeah.
And it rocks when you. I've got some suckers and stuff, but it rocks when you use it. It's too small, the base. But the actual stick itself and the buttons are excellent. So if it were just that, but like twice the like hand holding area. That's what I like, a big hand holding area. Something
heavy. Yeah, it's got to be weighty, hasn't it?
Yeah. So see, this stick I've got, this Rorie fighting stick, is good, but the stick is too stiff for me now. Yeah, you need like a nice loose samoa stick and samoa buttons and that.
You can change them out.
Yeah. Right, that's it, mate.
Oh, well.
Over to you.
What have I been up to? Oh, quite a lot. I've been really busy. Work mainly. But I've also been down to meet up with my good friend Ollie, aka Alpha One, and I went down there to pick up a Lordsvale shell. which I got off my friend Tony, DJ Rouge. Because you know I've got 2 Lord's Veils now, right? But they're both different. I don't know why they made 2 different types. Maybe it was just the evolution of the company in the cabinet. But one of them's got like an L-shaped button layout, and you can only change the games around by pulling the cabinet out and getting to the back of the cab. Whereas this one that Tony sold me, it's the curved button layout, which works much better with a human hand, right? Because your fingers are not in a straight line, are they, or angled, and it's front loading. So what I've got to do at some point is take all the gubbins, all the internals out of my old one and do a transplant into that one at some point. So Ollie picked that cab up when he went to Steve Bonehead's meet. I couldn't make that. And then I went down to Ollie's to pick this up. And while I was down there, he said, "Do you want to borrow a cab?" I said, "Yeah, why not? I've got space." So Ollie's loaned me an Atari Assault, which is actually a Namco game.
Assault, yeah.
Yeah, have you played it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. Didn't James Brindle have one at one point? I'm sure that was the last time I played it.
I think
it was one of his parties.
Yeah, it was in his sort of arsenal of games, weren't it?
Yeah.
It's at Arcade Club, or it was at Arcade Club Bury. It is a twin stick manoeuvring thing, isn't it?
Yeah, so if you can imagine, it's a tank game like Battlezone, but it's top down. You're looking down on the playing field, and you've got the 2 sticks like Battlezone, although they look slightly different. You've got trigger buttons on them as well. And it kind of zooms in and out. So your tank you can get on these pads and the tank flies up in the air. And it does this kind of like Super Nintendo Mode 7 effect, which is quite cool. It looks really slim, the cabinet. But then I thought, oh, great, this is like a really slim cabaret-style cabinet. It's really tall. It's taller than my Defender. But at the bottom, it's got quite a big footprint. It's got a really big base, I guess, to stop it from toppling over. So it still takes up the size of a normal cabinet, width-wise. But unfortunately, the rubber O-ring that's inside the joystick that connects or pushes against the micro switches is deteriorated and come away. Ooh. So I can't actually play at the moment. But for a while, I couldn't work out why the right stick wasn't working. I went in the back of the cab, checked all the connections, took the PCB out, reconnected that. I said I can't see why it's not working. And he said, push on the micro switches, which I did. I said, oh, well, they're working. And then I noticed the little the rubber ring, the O-ring that goes around, has just collapsed. So he's going to have to come over to me at some point with I think you can get like pinball O-rings that are very similar and just swap it over. So I can play that. So, but yeah, it's just another cool game to have in it, just for a short period of time, until I get my Grail cabinet, Shaun.
Which is what?
Yeah. I'm not telling you.
It's going to be Donkey Kong again, is it?
No, I'm done with Nintendo. No, I'm not saying. But while I was there, we played some VR. Now, this was mad, right? I don't know what VR is. It's not the PlayStation VR. It's not Oculus.
Oculus Rift, yeah.
Oculus Rift, yeah. It's not that. It's something else. It's one where you've got like windows in front of you. You can watch telly and see the room at the same time. And you're doing all this Minority Report kind of moving stuff around. It's really cool. And he put me on this demo game where you go up in a lift. You step into the lift. So let me rewind. So I'm in his front room. It maps out his front room, all the obstacles, sofas, TVs, everything. And whenever you're near an obstacle, like a red wall will come up in your vision. So you know not to go any further as you'll knock something over. So once it's done all that, it then fills that room with the VR, the scenario, the environment you're supposed to be in. And I'm stepping into this lift. He said, go to the top floor. So I pressed it to the top floor. I go right up to the top. And the door's open. And I step out onto this plank, which is about 500 foot up on a skyscraper looking down at the city below me.
Oh God, I've tried one of them. Yeah.
Oh my God, Shaun. I felt sick. Absolutely sick. And I started walking along. He's videoed it. I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel for my next video so you can see it. I'm walking out on this plank and I'm thinking, hang on a minute, this is going to break. This plank is going to break. I kept saying, is this going to break? He said, no, it won't break. Because I said, if it does, that's it. You've got me on the floor having a heart attack. Because there's no way I could deal with that. Anyway, I got to the end of the plank and managed to walk back again. And I just felt, oh, this is just unbelievable. That it's just so realistic. And he said to me afterwards, there is an option where you can have the plank break. And I thought, who the hell opts for that?
Yeah, it's like
it's just like so realistic.
Like
so yeah, that was
dying,
fun.
isn't it? God.
So look out for that on my channel. I will put that as a little clip in. We played some pinball, and then later that evening we met up with Tony Temple, the arcade blogger.
Oh yeah.
And Steve, aka Backflipper, Aussie Steve, for an Indian, for a curry and some beers, and then went back to Ols to play some more pinball, which was quite cool. And then I came home the next morning, because I stayed at Ols, with 2 cabs, the Lord's Vale, an empty Lord's Vale, and an Atari Assault, which is cool. So yeah, that was a good night.
I had a Lord's Vale once.
Did you?
Yeah.
They're lovely little cabs, aren't
they? Yeah, nice, yeah. I think it had the standard layout. I can't remember now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's restored it a little bit. He's put a new control panel overlay on it, but he's creased in one corner, which annoys me a little bit. But other than that, it's, once I get all the internals out the old one, it'd be a lovely cab to play, because I love the Neo Geo at the moment. It's such a cool system that I never really got into back in the day. I remember seeing them in the shop. I remember going to this shop in Shepherd's Bush and they had loads of Neo Geo games, but it was like a rich man's console, wasn't it?
God, yeah, it was.
You couldn't really afford it. But moving on, I've been down. When was it? The weekend? Last weekend, I went down to Muddyford Quay, which is a beautiful part of the world. It's near Bournemouth, and it's like a little spit that goes out, and you can get a little ferry across. It only takes 5 minutes. Costs £3. And it's like being in, I don't know, Florida or somewhere. It's just, the sands are white. There's a lovely restaurant, bar on the island. It's got a real holiday feel to it. And it's quite secluded. It's an amazing place. It's obviously got very popular now because a lot of the beach huts on there, and they're literally just sheds, glorified sheds, really. They go for like £250,000.
God.
Yeah, £250,000. Some up to £500,000.
For a shed?
Well, you're paying for the plot, really, not the shed. But you can just go down there. I mean, some of them haven't even got electricity or water, and people pay that sort of money. And you see them all sitting outside, families and that, just soaking up sun. But yeah, it's a lovely, lovely part of the world. Went down there with the family, got loads of crabs. But within like 5 minutes of stepping out of the car, a bloody seagull on me. Right?
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I had to go straight to the toilet, wash it off, and I still couldn't get it all off. So for the whole day, I was walking around with bird all down my top.
Oh, no.
Horrible.
Oh.
Went to the Old Vic in Swindon with my son, watched Shades of Grey, which was basically just a tribute band to all the grunge bands. That was a really good night. Lots of Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Stone Temple Pilots, Alice in Chains, all that kind of stuff. I love all that. That was a great night.
I thought you said you went to see Old Vic.
Old
Vic.
Yeah,
right, yeah.
I am going to go and see Old Vic. I need to get up there. In fact, I'm going to probably contact him very soon and head on up there. I need to go and see him. But get this, Shaun, right? The other day, I was in the garden and I was just potting around the pond, and out the corner of my eye, I see this silver flash, and it made a big splash in the pond. And I thought, what the hell was that? I couldn't make it out. I said, it can't be the koi, because I've got 2 koi in there, loads of frogs, loads of newts, loads of tadpoles. It was big. It was bigger than the koi, right? And I thought, what the hell was that? And I just thought, I'm going to find out. I'm going to hang around here and find out what I've just seen, because it was definitely some sort of creature that just made this huge splash into the pond. So I'm hovering about. I'm doing my David Attenborough impression. I'm down on my hands and knees with my phone, and then up pops its head. It's a snake, Shaun. A snake that I've never seen the likes of. It was. I'm going to say it was like 3 foot long. It was 3 foot long, this snake. And I watched it. It was very timid, because every time I made a move, it could see me and kept popping back underneath the waterline. But I'll put this on my YouTube channel as well, because I caught it all on camera. It slithered in the water, and I was watching it eat all the frogs. It must have had 2 or 3 frogs while I was filming it. And I just couldn't believe it. I thought, what is this snake? And it turns out it's a grass snake. They can grow up to 3 foot, 4 foot long, and can live for 25 years. Nush said she'd seen it in the garden about 3 years ago. It was only about that long, 12 inches long. So obviously it's been doing well, feeding off all these frogs. But, you know, our garden's quite a natural habitat. There's loads of logs and stuff everywhere. So it's got loads of places to hibernate and everything else. But, yeah, it's just amazing to see and capture it actually eating stuff. Because normally, even when you go to a zoo, right, they're just laying there. They're never doing anything, are they? Snakes, lizards, or crocodiles. They could be plastic, for all you know. But this was like really live. Obviously, just come out of hibernation, warmed up in the sun, and was really active. And he was absolutely going for it. It's incredible to see. Have you ever seen a snake? I mean, I've never seen a snake in the UK. I only like the skin of one laying on a road.
I had one when I went on a holiday to Benidorm. This guy come up to me and put a snake round my neck.
Oh, one of those big python things.
Yeah, put a snake round my neck, wrapped it around, and like it must have been like timid, and said, "Oh, that's 20 pesetas, sir." I said, "What?" Boxed strangled by a snake. Yeah, that's my. I'm not afraid of snakes. I suppose some people would have been terrified. Is that one poisonous though?
No. They don't even rarely bite. I read up on them. They give out a toxic scent, and they just play dead when they're threatened. They don't really bite at all. I don't think they've got teeth or anything. Grass snakes. Their jaw opens up. It's dislocated, their jaw. Yeah. And snakes can literally eat things twice the size, 3 times the size of their head, because their jaw is not part of the skull, if you know what I mean. So they can move it right out. It's the adder that is poisonous, but it's not a lethal snake, the adder. I've heard of dogs, because my mum's in the New Forest. She's heard of a couple of dogs being bitten by adders recently, but it's not deadly.
It's a little nip.
It's a nip, and it's a venom, but it won't kill you. Oh. As far as I'm aware, anyway. But yes, grass snakes, totally harmless, and a good sign that the garden is got a lot of wildlife and is doing well, which is great. I love all that. Brilliant. Anyway, next, moving on. What have we got here, Shaun? Game room picks.
This is yours. Have you been to see this guy? He must have been.
Oh, this is Dave, my good friend Dave, who I've met on YouTube. He also is a YouTuber. You'll have to put a link to his YouTube channel. It's Dave Retro Games Played Badly.
Link in the show notes.
Yeah, lovely guy. He's got the first picture there. He's got a complete Hit Squad collection on the Spectrum.
Oh no, that must have took a bit of collecting.
Oh my God, yes, some of those games are worth a lot of money as well. But they do look awesome on the shelf, every single one, with all of them facing on, so you can see all the cover art. He's got some box games up there. He's got an arcade machine running MAME. So I think he does join in sometimes with the high score challenge. He's got loads of big box Spectrum games. He's got a Formula One setup, free-screened driving simulator, I guess that's what you call it, because I think he's into Formula One. I can see a lot of Formula One cars in his cabinet. He's got a BBC Micro set up, loads of cool consoles. Yeah, it's a great room. It's also, I noticed there, he's got a cocktail machine. I remember when he picked this up. Do you know what that is, Shaun? Do you recognise it? I know what it is.
It's Pac-Man, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Pac-Man. So obviously it's a converted cocktail machine, but I don't know if you recognise that control panel, because that is actually original. That is a Deco cassette control panel.
Wow.
So that used to be a Deco cassette cocktail machine.
God.
Just by that control panel, I recognise that. But it's been converted to a MAME setup. I think it's got a CRT in it.
It looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, but he's got a MAME setup, which is cool. You know, it's how he bought it. He hasn't done anything to it as far as I'm aware. But yeah, really cool pictures, Dave. Thank you so much for that, mate. And guys, check out his channel. It's a really good YouTube channel. Dave, Retro Games Played Badly. Shaun, you'll put a link to his channel, I'm sure.
In the show notes.
Arcade news.
Arcade news.
Oof! You sent me a video of this. It looks great, doesn't it?
What, the Jeff Minter?
Jeff Minter game, yeah.
Well, did I tell you the story about this?
No.
So I've met Jeff Minter a couple of times. Once, first time was at South Coast Slam, down the South Coast, obviously. Just trying to remember where it was. Worthing, that was it. He was showing off his new Tempest 4000 for the PSP, and I've got a picture of me and him together next to Atari's Lunar Lander. And then I met him again at I think it was at a Crash event last year when I was at the Arcade Archive, when I was representing the museum, and I had Archie McLean's cabs behind me, and he came up to me, started chatting to me, lovely guy, with his partner, and I just said to him, I'm loving all the new games you're revisiting, you know, all the old Atari games you're revisiting and making them more modern. I absolutely love it. I think it's great. And I said to him, is there any chance you could do iRobot? And he looked at me like he was stunned.
Yeah.
Looked at his partner, jaw dropped, gobsmacked, thinking, and I'm thinking, is he working on this already? Have I guessed something? Have I messed something up? Because it was all secret. I said, are you? He said, I can't say what I'm working on. But it seemed to me, from the reaction that I got, that it was iRobot. Anyway, I didn't hear from him again until he went, apparently, I think he went down to the cave, met up with Neil and Holly, and Holly was chatting to him. And apparently, I don't know whether I'm getting this right or not, but apparently he said, tell Alex iRobot's nearly finished. And I don't think he was actually working on it at the time. I just put the thought process in his head to go ahead and do it. Because I actually think that game is the perfect Jeff Minter game. It really is. So iRobot was released by Atari, I think in 84, 85, if I'm right.
It's early, wasn't it? It's earlier that one, isn't it?
Yeah, so
maybe?
it's a very early... It was one of the first games to have polygon graphics.
Yeah.
And they only made 500 cabinets. And I was lucky enough to have one at my local arcade in Twickenham. In fact, a few years later, me and Ollie picked one up 5 miles up the road. So it was probably the same one I played as a kid. So not many people have heard of it. Not many people have played it. And what Jeff Minter's done is revisited that game and made a modern version of it. And it's absolutely brilliant. I've been playing it non-stop. And at one point, the last time I looked, which was about 2 weeks ago, I was fifth in the world on the Nintendo Switch.
Wow.
So I was getting pretty good at it. So yeah, I'm absolutely loving it. I can't recommend it enough. It's a really cool game. Have you played it?
No, I've seen the videos. It's got his signature like llamas and camel sounds and Space Invader sounds in it as well.
Yeah. Williams sounds. It's just so Jeff Minter, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so cool. It's so addictive. I find it really addictive. You know? And there's loads of other bits in it. like when you die, you've got like a 5-second. You've got 5 seconds basically to where you're invincible, but at the same time you can go round and kill all the enemies, and that's where you get your bonuses. You just, in that 5 seconds, if you're on a level where there's loads of enemies, you can quickly rack up loads of scores, which I didn't know that until recently, which is really cool. It's a cool game, man. I love it.
I interviewed Jeff years ago as part of Arcade Club, and it was before we started doing all these things. I think he'd done something on a Jaguar. No, I think
he did Defender on the Jaguar.
What's the one that he did after the Jaguar? He did Tempest 2000 or 3000. The first
4000 he did it on the PS4, but I think it came out first on the PSP, and then it came out as, I think it was TNX on the PSP, if I'm right, or TX.
Yeah,
it had a funny name, but it's the same game as Tempest 4000, which was released on the PS4 and Switch.
But I was interviewing him. I said, I'm interested in all your shooting mechanics, like the metagalactic llamas, that you pull this roof down from the screen and you can bounce the bullets off the roof. You got laser zone. With one stick you can move the horizontal and the vertical shooting. It's fascinating. And he did a game called Battleix, which was, you could jump on the ceiling and shoot and everything, and it were all these clever shooting mechanics. I don't think he got them from arcade games. They were like arcade game-like. So I interviewed him about them, but I don't think it ever got published.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, I think
I'll be interested to hear that. Have you still got it saved?
No, it was done as part of me as an employee of Arcade Club, but I don't know where it went. But yeah, all the early stuff that he did, like with the clever, even like the Mutant Camels games where you can fire.
Yeah.
You hold onto your stick and you can fire in sort of 6 or 7 directions above your head.
I've got the collection on the Switch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually, where is it? Yeah, it is. Got it. Found it.
There it is.
There we go. Jeff Minter's story. The Llamasoft story.
Oh, yeah.
And it has got on there Attack of the Mutant Camels, Grid Runner. That's a great game. Tempest 2000. It's got 42 games on there. But yeah, great collection to have this on a physical cart. And there's other games on there he's sort of gone back to, revisited, and just made them a little bit more modern. I love them. I think he's got the risk-reward element perfect in a lot of his games, and I think they're very addictive, and I've just loved that weirdness about them. Very cool.
Yeah.
Next game we should mention is Nebulous Ray, which has never had a console release before. It's just been released onto the Switch. I don't know whether it's getting a physical release. Probably not, because it is part of the Arcade Archives games that they released. They are releasing some really cool and obscure stuff. I do like that, and I do end up downloading them. I haven't downloaded this yet. Have you played this one, Shaun?
Yeah, you can play it in MAME, can't you? There's a decent version in MAME.
Is there?
Yeah. I was playing it the other week. It's like you can zoom in and out. You can lock on with your fire missiles onto a certain target. And yeah,
is it a 3D game, or is it one of those
pseudo 3D? You go over like a 3D landscape kind of thing.
Yeah, rendered graphics and stuff.
Yeah, it's nice. It's good. Yeah. Well, ignore all that bit. I was thinking of Ray Storm, not Nebulous Ray, you silly Billy. So ignore that last half a minute. It's rubbish.
Cool.
Podcast pickups.
Right, my lad. I don't know what I'm talking Irish for. Let's have a look at the podcast pickups. Yeah.
And don't forget the listener pickups. Have we got any listener pickups?
No.
Oh, no one. Look, guys, if you've got any pickups you want to share with us, let us know, and we'll have a chat about them on our podcast.
We've got plenty of game room picks, though. That's excellent. Keep them coming out.
Well, I've got a few. I've already talked about the Neo Geo Lord's Veil, so I picked that up. I picked up, here we go, Golden Axe on the MVS and Shinobi on the MVS. So actual cartridges. Here we go, look.
So they're cheap. They're cheaper than the AES, aren't they? They're always cheaper, but they're still
Then a
expensive.
shot box.
Oh, is that one of Whitney's?
How cool is that? Shinobi on an MVS cart.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
It is. It'll be a good version as well, wouldn't it?
It will be. I haven't played it. I haven't had a chance to play it yet. Golden Axe. Now, I'm not a huge Golden Axe fan. I don't mind it. It's all right. But I just think it's cool to have on a Neo Geo. Really, really cool. So I've got loads of pickups, but this would be such a long podcast. Obviously picked up iRobot for the Switch, but that wasn't a physical. It was just a DLC, so I didn't really pick it up. It came through the wires.
Yeah,
is that a pickup?
Through the wires, like out the mouth of that snake. He spat it out in your garden.
Now, all that talk of EVERCADE, right? So my mate Paul Higgins comes over here because we were struggling to get Nitro Ball on my Pi. He was trying to do it remotely. In the end, we gave up. We couldn't do it. So he came over and he kindly gave me, bless him, a EVERCADE handheld console. It's the early model, which I don't think you can play games vertically. The newer model that's come out, you can turn it on its end.
Yeah, I've still got one, the white one, which I think was the first one.
That's the one I got. Yeah. And with that, someone sent me a link to the VS, which is the console, 50 quid, which is the early one as well. And I bought that with a couple of games. I bought the Turpan collection and the IRM collection.
Oh,
Took a while to set the thing up. Had to do a few, firmware updates. And the power lead, the 9-volt power lead or whatever it is, didn't work. So I had to nick a power lead off one of my New Wave toys. So that was really annoying. I couldn't work out how to turn the thing on until someone said you have to hold down the power button for 2 or 3 seconds, which I thought was ridiculous.
That's weird.
But anyway, it does come on, it does work, and actually the emulation is really good, Shaun. I quite like it. The pad feels a bit cheap, but actually the D-pad, because it rolls the D-pad, it does this. Games like Outzone are quite easy to play on the D-pad, whereas they wouldn't be normally. But because the D-pad rolls, they're quite easy to play on it. So yeah, really chuffed with that. I'm just amazed for the first time ever you've got games like Outzone and Fix 8 on a physical cart. Must be the first time that's ever happened. Been waiting for that for such a long time.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah, it's a collector's machine. Is the Evercade, and they've done like a little mini arcade cab, and they've done all sorts of stuff.
But yeah, it's a cool thing. The carts are quite cheap, so yeah, I'll probably just pick up the arcade carts. I'm not interested in anything else, but just the arcade cartridges for it, which is quite nice to have on the go. And I think at some point I might get the later handheld version. So yeah, that is pretty much about it. Oh, just one more thing I've got to mention. This is Gav. Do you remember all those PCBs I got from Scotland? Well, Gav offered to look at some of them and repair them, and obviously time is it's not everyone's got the time to do all of this, and he just took it on for free, and I'm just so grateful that he's even looked at them. He managed to get about 10 of them fixed. The rest of them he just didn't have time for. It's just too much work involved. So a lot of them I've been listing on UK VAC, a lot of the non-workers, some workers as well, like Crude Buster, Jailbreak I sold in a week, and there's a few others, but most of the non-workers I've been selling. I've still got a load more to go through, so I will be doing a video on that very soon. Some really rare and obscure games in there I want to do a video on. So I've just got to say huge thanks to Gav for getting those over to me. So yeah, that's about it on my pickups, mate. Let's give some shout outs.
Friendly shout outs.
Have you got any shout outs this week?
Yes, I have. To Stacey King, who was... I was struggling with Launchbox, right? I want a gaming system, but I think my monitor I've got is going to be an all-in-one. I think it's going to be a bit of gaming and a bit of like spreadsheets and stuff, because I haven't got enough room for 2 monitors. Well, I might have actually. I might have. But he mentioned, because I was struggling with the Launchbox software, he said, "Have you tried RetroBat?" I said no, so I tried that, and it's ace. It's really good, really user friendly. Really, you can actually put it on a hard drive and take it with you. It's like a portable hard drive. It's customizable. It's so much better, I think, than Launchbox. It's just easy to configure the joysticks per game. You can put all your themes on. You can even have it. I was going to have it boot up when I put my machine on, so you can just boot into it. So it's like a gaming system, and then
I like that.
But I haven't. I've got it where I can just click it, and then the screen just goes into full-on RetroBat mode. So you can use that. I've got loads of consoles on there. I'm just going through the consoles. But the thing is, I've got these massive lists of ROMs, hundreds and thousands of ROMs, like SNES and stuff. And I've found like a couple of apps where you can like get rid of all the Japanese stuff, because you can't play it because it's all in Japanese.
Yeah,
I've got rid of all the pirated stuff and the cracked stuff and all that lot, and it's like got a collection of SNES ROMs down to about 1,000 from like 2,500. Still a lot, but
there are some Japanese games that you can play.
Oh yeah,
you haven't deleted all of them, have you?
There's where it's Japanese only. The game,
yeah,
the search will keep it. This brilliant piece of software. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah,
but it'll keep, because the games that are on the, I think it's called the TOSEC, something old school emulation center, and it's a standard for these little symbols you get on a ROM. So like P's pirate, C's cracked, H is hack, and an exclamation mark means it's the legit proper ROM. So I've kept all them, even though they're Japanese, because there might be got rid of all the.
How does it know what the legit ROM is? I mean, say for example, you search a game, there could be 20 versions of the game. So someone's got different PCBs with different ROMs in. Is it what I can gather is it the manufacturer that's changed the game, or would it be the operator that have changed the game to suit the arcade? But then you've got dip switches to do that, haven't you? So it must be the manufacturer that's slowly over time have just made slight changes to the game, and then re-released the PCB slightly differently.
Well, these are all console things. It's a console.
Oh.
Yeah,
well,
so,
I'm just talking about arcade stuff.
Yeah, this is a standard where you can go on this site and it gives you thousands of games, and they've put them in this standard, like, and they say like 3,700 Nintendo games all logged, so you can go in and see, and you can compare them to what you've got. But it's very clever, so you know.
But with the arcade stuff, say you've got 20 different versions of a game, is it someone like, what affiliated group decides which version is the one that everyone plays? Is that Twin Galaxies or Orcade?
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, but when you fire up MAME, you've got the default ROM, which just fires up. Like the one we're going to play next, has got a world version.
Yeah.
So you can just play that, and then you've got all the others are greyed out on my machine because I've
the Japanese version, the European version.
You can pick them. It's just like a standard MAME setup, but you can filter out all the ROM, all the what do you call it, like card games, casino games, gambling games. You can filter all that out.
Yeah.
Just on like a standard MAME thing.
I just found it weird that you've got like different versions of, say for example, Jackal. You've got the Japanese one, which is completely different than the world one.
Yeah.
Who decides which one everyone's going to play to get the high score on?
Well, there is. It's the parent ROM is the normal one, which is the main ROM. Yeah, so it's called the parent ROM. All the rest are called clones or whatever. So you normally pick that one and think Origami does in Twin Galaxies. So you can switch off the clones.
Yeah.
Or the non-parents, and you've got a lot less list. So you can have that, and I think it's like 4,000 arcade games then. Still a lot.
Still a lot.
But it's not like
You're
10,000.
We're going to be here for years, Shaun.
Doing one a month.
They might have to reincarnate us to finish the main list off.
Yeah. I have to do 6 a month, 10 a month.
We'd be like skeletons of all dust on us, still
Yeah.
trying to do this, trying to get through all the main games.
Have you played that one called Space Invaders? Yeah, me and Vic did it.
Oh,
Who's
dear. Anyway,
Vic?
what are we on? Are we on shout outs?
Who the hell's Vic? I've never heard of it. What? Shout out, yeah.
Who the hell is Vic?
I'm 20, 200. Yes, Vic, straight. I can't speak anymore. I have trouble speaking. I do, really. I should sort that out. Yeah, Stacey King. He said, oh, yeah, that's it. This is what put me onto it. I started to listen to this month's podcast and got to the part about you selling your cab and replacing it with a fat PC, which I have done. You mentioned using Launchbox. I gave it a go and it does a lot for you what you want, but once I installed RetroBat, I binned off Launchbox and it was so much better. So that's what I'm using now, Launchbox. It's just so much more user friendly, and it's you can go in and change settings, and everything's on easy to use menus, and
that is cool, mate.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, you can.
So he's helped you out. That's great. Well, I'm going to shout out Paul Higgins for sorting out my Pi and Nitro Ball, and for giving me that Evercade handheld. Thank you, Paul. Ollie Alpha One for loaning me his Atari Assault. Massive shout out, huge shout out to Gav for fixing a lot of the PCBs. And I've got to shout out my good friends Martin at the Hobby Lodge, Lee Nerdy Geezer, and Lee the Retro Chef for their podcast called Geek Bait. So it's a really cool podcast. They've just, I don't know, I think they're up to episode 5 now. And they cover a lot of things. They cover movies, toys, games, everything retro, basically. It's a good chat, really fun, entertaining podcast. I just want to give those guys a shout out because they're good friends of mine, and we need more podcasts like that as well. It's really, really cool. So go and check it out. Geek Bait, really cool podcast.
Send me a link and I'll put it in the show notes.
Yes.
Show notes.
Listener feedback.
Feedback.
Do you want me to read this one from Tony DJ Rouge?
Yeah, go on then.
Oh, he's great, and he's really helpful. I met him again at Arcade Club Leeds, and he schooled me on AC/DC. No, Iron Maiden.
Yeah,
I thought I was doing good with 22 million. Well, that's a decent score. 122. Such a good player. Anyway, here we go. Strapping kids. This is a long one. You might need a cup of tea. Right, it says, I've been a UK VAC member now for over 10 years and I've been to every VAC meet since I got involved. I've attended a few collectors meets here and there too. Over the years I've rotated quite a few cabs around, pinball, etc. But my game room is limited. I currently have the following games: Williams Fishtails, these are pinballs, Williams Roadshow, Bally Game Show. I'm not familiar with the game show one. I've got a really nice Arctic Electronics Cabaret arcade. There's pictures here on it now, which runs vertical classics. The joystick in there is one you'd find from a Nintendo Red Tent and feels great to play. It's running a Raspberry Pi with pin HP front end. I think that's a vertical one, I'm not sure. My other cab was a Viewlix, which I was looking at actually for my horizontal games. There's pictures what we can look at here, but there's also pictures in the show notes. I've lost it now. It's running MAME on a pretty powerful PC, so I can play anything from arcade emulators to modern PC games. That's what I like, you see, with my PC now. I can play these games I never played before. I missed all the consoles over the years due to not liking gamepads, so I'm going back and revisiting them now. It's great fun. I have mates over every week and we have a mini tournament, I've seen the pictures, on the games, along with a few beers and kebabs if the weather is good enough. I fire up the grill in the garden for steaks or burgers. Oof. You've had good weather, haven't you?
Yeah, we've had fantastic weather.
Yeah, we have. I was saying to someone at work, I do not like sunbathing. It makes me uncomfortable. I just do not like it.
Well, I work out in it, so I look like Tony Blackburn.
Tony Blackburn is an old DJ. If the American fans don't know, he's an old DJ, and he's turned orange. He's turned brown in his old age, like a shriveled up little prune. I have mates. This is good. This, as you can see from the pics below, I've got bar tables, a stool, a big TV on the wall, which usually a pinball Twitch stream, and things spaced out not to be too cramped. So he's got the pictures here. He's got his game show. He's got that little cabaret.
That's a lovely little cabaret, isn't it? I love that.
That he's playing.
He's playing Jump Bug.
Jump Bug, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good, isn't it? And that's his Viewlix, which is a Tulix. Which the difference is it doesn't come with any PCB in it. So, but it's a Chinese version, and you can put your own arcade stuff into it. Right. It's got fishtails, and I can't remember what the other one is. So look at that room; it's nicely spaced out.
It's lovely. It's neat. It's tidy, accessible. Love the lighting. It's cool, mate. Love it.
Yeah, I used iScored.com for my game room scoreboard display. I think he's got that on the wall as well. Anyway, aren't we due another UK VAC meet? It's from Tony.
Yes. We are, and I am in talks. Actually, I was chatting with Stuart yesterday. I was supposed to ring him yesterday, and I forgot. But it is going to be organised very, very soon.
Oh, Time Warp Arcade.
Indeed, yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, hopefully in a couple of months' time. I'll make it quick. Long overdue. Right, we've got Matt Neo MK. Morning, Shaun and Alex. Hope you're both well. If you're looking for an EVERCADE option, there are some nice Neo Geo themed versions coming out soon. Search for EVERCADE Neo Geo Super Pocket, which takes the usual cartridges. Oh, that's a good idea.
They're quite cute little things then.
I think they do Atari ones as well. Or Atari. I'm confused because I think Atari have put money into the EVERCADE. I'm sure they have. They've got their fingers in loads of pies, haven't they? Also, check out the EverSD homebrew option, which allows access to retro arch and a world of emulation possibilities. Great podcast, as always. Keep up the good work. All the best. Matt Neo MK. Thanks, Matt.
Here we go, Dr. G, Dr. Gaggles now, enjoying the latest shows, as usual. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of time to play the last two games, but Nitro Ball seems interesting, so I had to play it a bit. He has done. I was wondering if you had played the new game, iRobot. We have done. I remember you featured the original game some years ago, and I was slightly... It was one of the very early ones, weren't it, when you and me did it? And it was a slightly bonkers and difficult game then. Well, Minter has turned up the bonkers to 11, as expected. It's still difficult, but it has the added goals and achievements things that the kids like these days. I'm not so keen on achievements. I turn them off. I have been addicted to it in the last few days, as is my 80-year-old son, who is enjoying getting all the achievements. Definitely a good modern version of an old arcade game. Nice.
Here, I agree. Brilliant. Rorie O'Neill. Hi, Shaun and Alex. I'm a recent convert to the 10 Pence Arcade podcast. Well, welcome, mate. I've been a fan of arcade games my whole life, going back to the late 70s. A couple of years ago, I decided to look for some arcade-specific controllers with trackballs, spinners, etc. I did find a few, but they were either too expensive or didn't really match what I wanted. So about a year ago, I decided to buy a 3D printer and design and make my own, even though I mainly make slides for living these days. I was once a real engineer. Slides? What, slides you slide down?
Dunno.
The attached pictures show the results. I have made game-specific controllers like for Robotron, but also Battlezone and Tapper, with one stick as a beer pump. That sounds cool. 10 button controllers which work really well with Defender. 8 button controllers compatible with most cabinets, as well as Asteroid's specific controller with a bonus spinner and a trackball controller. I also made joysticks for retro computers, including one which you can switch between DB9 and USB to use the emulators or original hardware. A key feature of the controllers is fast 4-stroke 8-way restriction switching, including a dual ganged joystick switching for Robotron and Battlezone joystick so you can play both properly. And some support a 45-degree joystick rotation. And what would that be for? Qbert? Yeah. Also with a 4-stroke 8-way restriction for Qbert. There we go. And isometric games on an 8-stroke 16-bit micros. It is so much easier to play isometric games if the joystick is rotated through 45-degree. I have used arcade quality components, and most joysticks have an OLED screen, which is useful as you can have different profiles which totally change the button mapping and different modes, i.e. like for the Switch, PS3, PC and mini consoles, etc. I have even imported some hollow Sanwa joystick shafts from the US, so I can add a fire button to the joystick top. That would be cool, for allowing one to play Golf, Tron and Mad Planets properly, as shown in one of the pictures with a spinner controller. Anyway, if you and the listeners are interested, I'm happy to pass on more details. Hope this is of interest. Sorry, there are 4 pictures, not 3. I'm no photographer. Look at those controllers, Shaun.
Yeah, I'll put the other. I've only put one here, but I'll put them all on the website. Yeah, there's some close-ups. There's some really good. They're all done in a sort of a 3D printed box, the same size. I think, a lot of it, and it amazing.
Yeah,
looks so well done.
The Qbert one, I would definitely be interested in. Defender, I've already got the arcade, but I mean, for some people that can't own the original cabinets, these are perfect. You can play all the arcade games how they were intended to be played with their unique and specific controllers. It's brilliant. Really, really cool. Cheers, Rorie.
Thank you, yeah. Woody just missed the Strider score. Just missed the deadline. My name is Woody. Loved the game. Score 36. Just missed the deadline. Should we give him a point?
Give him a point.
We'll give him a point for Strider.
But you don't get any prizes.
What are the points, mate? Prizes.
No, not if it's just 1 point.
That's another cheesy British game show. That Strider feedback from Retro Rex. Richard Spider Cider. No, hang on. Strider Spider Cider in that order. I'd rather be playing with some 8-legged friends and playing this, and I'd certainly rather have a cider than one level of this. Not one for me. Easy to pick up and play. Seemed to make regular improvements until I literally stopped getting better, not even minutely, then regressed. It just seems rather same, does it? I like that variety of it throughout, and not much to keep me coming back. But my score hardly troubles the middle order, so perhaps it gets better. Put his score on last month, didn't we? I did achieve my score attached on the EVERCADE's Capcom Super Pocket device. Wow, it's a smart little handheld range that I fully recommend. Yeah, I've seen them. There's a few. There's a few, aren't there, them mini pockets. Thanks for uploading my Humble Gamer Rooms pick last month. Sent from Retro Rex. Cheers, mate. Here's some feedback that Alex forgot to read out on the podcast of Silly Billy from his YouTube channel regarding Strider. What big him, great podcast. Yes, the Evercade is awesome, really good emulation. I'm only really interested in the arcade carts, but have a good collection. Neo Geo carts are coming. I also had a similar thing with my lad's older PC. Got it at Dad's rates. That's about mine, isn't it? I think he preferred me having it than anyone else. And then also from Arto Abraham 1501. Enjoyed the podcast as usual, fellas. Skid Steer is actually a Bobcat tractor. We talked about that, didn't we? Very fun to operate. Unfortunately, my hand got smashed between 2 of them. Ooh. Also, this is the guy. David Retro Games played badly. 3533. Keeping me company at work. Sorry to hear about the accident, mate. Glad you're okay. We'll send some pics of the game room later if you want. Not very arcadey. We've got them on the latest show. Love Road Blasters. Great conversion on the Specky also. Re-Music 1989. Mainly Def Leppard, Iron Maiden and Guns N' Roses for me. Haven't played Strider for a long time. Don't recall ever getting very far. Never heard of Nitro, but we'll give it a bash if I get a chance. Great podcast type thingy, mate. Big him again. He's put... Yeah, man, you can always check on your channel. However, my Saturn gave up the ghost while listening. Just bought a Battle Garega as well. Hopefully I can get it fixed. Retro Repair Bear seems to be the good place. Arcade Cabin Bud. Hope you wasn't injured in the crash. No, was he okay? And the last one, Leon Hans 6383. Agree with you about Strider, but it made such an impression back in the day, mainly down to the huge sprites and unique pixel art, plus the coolness of being like a ninja type assassin with acrobatic skills. However, it plays a bit clunky and the game seems to be a bit of a mess. Wow, yeah. The cutscenes between levels were weird as well, with them making no sense and the speech often taking over and drifting out of English Japanese language. Yeah, there's a bit of a mix, weren't there? Game showed off the CPS-1 hardware though, and eventually gave us Street Fighter 2. The official sequel came out on the PlayStation and was released as a PCB based on the PS hardware. Not bad if I recall correctly. That's all the feedback from Alex's channel. Thank you, goodbye. Oh, do you want me to talk about this? It's the most important part of the show, everyone knows.
Highlight of the show.
Everyone loves it, mate. Everyone loves a biscuit with a cup of tea. Don't dunk them. Just put them to the side.
Biscuit review. I learn about you. Biscuit review.
Right, this is another one from the McVitie's signature range. We're on a roll with them. Chocolate cream swirls. Me and wife are not so keen on these. They're a bit meh.
Were they?
Yeah,
it looks like an ice cream.
No, it's like it didn't have a hell of a lot of flavour compared to the ones last month.
Yeah,
which were like
I've never seen those. Haven't seen them at all.
Yeah, they're not a lot of pizzazz. Yeah, that's the word, isn't it? Yeah, I wouldn't recommend these. Like a 5 or 6 out. They're all right. Now it's special. Now it's special.
Fair enough.
Feature game review.
Right, we are on to this month's game. It is the year 1992, but before we get into the game, I want to kind of get into the actual year. Let's take us back. Let the music take us back to where we were in 1992 and what we were listening to. Shaun.
Right. I've got
what were you listening to?
Another long one. This time. Strap in, kids. I've put, right, 1992 was a year that changed my life. At certain years. I moved from Wellingborough in Northamptonshire to Darwin in Lancashire. I was an employee at an envelope manufacturing business in Northamptonshire that was moving to Lancashire. I was asked to help with the move. The first few months involved lots of car journeys up and down the M6, listening to music with my good friends and work colleagues, Peter and Lee. In the car, Peter, an older gentleman, played the Yardbirds, Cream and the Blues. Oh, my woman gone left me, and my woman gone shot my dog. Something like that. But yeah, blinking hell, something happened in that 12-bar blues rhythm and that downbeat lyrics that really got me hooked. For months, I listened to people like John Lee Hooker, Howlin' Wolf and B.B. King. I listened, it was just took over. Just took over for months.
I love that, mate. I love that, yeah.
Suffice to say, I settled down here, met my wife and lived up north ever since.
Yeah, I mean, you're listening to the British R&B scene, which was basically the Yardbirds, which Eric Clapton started, didn't he?
Yeah, and Cream. Was he in Cream as well?
He was in Cream as well, yeah. And, you know, Johnny Hooker's American, Howlin' Wolf and B.B. King were all American. But those American guys was the guys that started it. And then the British guys really just took it to another level with the electric guitar. So the British R&B scene.
Howlin' Wolf's voice.
Yeah.
Incredible. Like he's gargling on gravel.
They were a huge inspiration to, you know, The Who, all those bands, Beatles, all those guys, all looked up to all those blues guys in America. That's where it all started. Mm. I love that. I've still got all my blues records here, mate. I love all that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
My dad, I've seen the Yardbirds recently, I'd say about 10 years ago. Not all the original members are left, but Jim McCarthy is still about. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. I love all that stuff.
God, brilliant.
It's cool that you were listening to that. I still do. It's timeless music. And Peter Green, early Peter Green, Fleetwood Mac's really good as well.
Oh, yes.
That's all really early blues stuff. Oh, well, the Green Man Militia. And
wow. I think I have heard some of that,
Yeah. Go back to the early Fleetwood Mac stuff with Peter Green. It's really good. They reckon Peter Green was going to be as big as Hendrix back then. He was such a great guitarist. Really cool. Well, I remember that year really fondly. I was 21 in 1992, had long hair, and I was dating a girl in Sweden, so I started going out to Sweden. I was doing a lot of night work with my dad, so Dad was working for Woolworths, Summerfields and Gateways supermarkets. We couldn't work in the day because the shop was open, so we'd go in there at night, do the refurb, build walls, whatever I had to do. I did that for like 3 or 4 months, all night work. Just slept through the day and worked through the night for about 4 months, and then moved out to Sweden. And I hitchhiked across Sweden many times when it was absolutely freezing cold. And I fondly remember listening to The Doors, U2, Upton Baby. I know that was released in 91, but it was late 91. And I don't think the album exploded till 92. So that album for me by U2 is just a masterpiece. I think it's brilliant. The Black Crowes, The Southern Harmony, A Musical Companion. That was a great album. Faith No More, Angel Dust. And Nevermind, Nirvana, which was released in 91, but again, late 91. So I don't think it really exploded till 92. So all those bands, that was a great year for music. And I could go on. I think Lenny Kravitz had Mama Said that year as well. That was a great album. So yeah, I was really into my music. Don't think I was playing any games at that point at all. I was just into music.
I think I was into Mega Drive then, 92, 93.
I don't think the SNES came out over here, did it?
Mega Drive, sorry, yeah, Mega Drive.
The Mega Drive did, yeah. Yeah, it might have been.
SNES was vague. Maybe been later, yeah.
I think it was a bit later. It was around about that time. I hadn't actually taken off properly, the Super Nintendo, but yeah, I do vaguely remember it. But yeah, just into my music. So that's 92 for me, mate. Which brings us to our featured game, which is Nitro Ball. Released in Japan as Gumball by Data East. It is an 8-way stick game with 2 buttons, fire and smart bomb. Nitro Ball, is a run and gun game basically. And it was released digitally on the Nintendo Switch because I went looking for it, Shaun.
Yeah.
And it's since been taken down. It was released by Johnny Turbo's Arcade, which I think all of their games have been taken down. So either they've lost the license or whatever, I don't know. But I was gutted. Because I was really looking, there's videos on YouTube of the Switch version being played. But if you go looking for it, it's gone. Which I was gutted about. So the only way I could play it was on the buy, which is fine anyway. It's on the arcade machine. But I still like to have them on the Switch. So that was a bit of disappointment. But yeah, it's a great game. The story takes place, or the game takes place in the year 2020, which was what, 5 years ago?
Oh God, yeah, when you look at it like that, it's mad, isn't it? Yeah.
It is mad, yeah. Bounty hunters gather in the Gumball Stadium, floating in space, where a new passionate survival game unfolds. A powerful and exciting new game taking place on the pinball field. That's Nitro Ball.
Oh, it is. It is.
Oh, it's a really cool game. It is a top-down run-and-gun game with kind of like pinball elements, and the game being set up as a TV game show, very similar to Midway's Smash TV. Each of the stages having a unique theme. Players can move and fire in 8 directions, as well as use a limited use of a special attack, which I think you can pick up as bonuses, which covers the whole screen. When shot down, enemies roll around before dying, knocking into other enemies on the various bumpers and walls on the scenery. Now that's where you're getting your points. Knocking enemies into the objects reveals lots of items for extra score, as well as power-ups. The players are initially equipped with a simple machine gun, but can equip various different weapons dropped from enemies and objects, as well as a power-up which temporarily turns the player into a ball, allowing you to crash through enemies and objects alike. So the levels, 5 levels. First level, Strange Football Field. Yeah.
I've just done these, haven't I? Yeah. I've just put chance points, stop the number. Oh yeah, that you get that scrolling number and you can stop it. And I've done it twice. We've stopped it on the actual number and got 2 million points.
2 million? Jeez,
I think it's 2 million. Combat Field. This is inspired by Commando, isn't it? And this is where I think the first time you turn into a pinball.
Yeah.
Ghost Towns. I've just put Slimer from Ghostbusters makes an opinion. There's alternate routes. You can go left and right here, can't you? As well, yeah. And then you get these little set pieces. Like one of them is destroy 20 motorbikes in 10 seconds. Just use your smart bomb.
Or the cheerleaders. Did you get the cheerleaders?
Yeah, cheerleaders. Yeah. Alien Worlds is a bit like Xenomorph. Lots of pinball things going on there. Roll 8 goons up the lanes. So it's a lot of pinball stuff. And the last one is Space Station. There's Terminators. I think the Terminators. And the end boss, you kill him, and it says, "You became a king."
Oh, cool. Yeah. Did you get the tank?
Yes.
Tank.
Yeah.
That took me a while to get that one. But yeah, it's great. They're great levels. I guess the major gimmick to Nitro Ball is that every level has a sort of ramps, holes, targets that spell out words, bumpers and spinners that kind of sorts things you'd encounter on a pinball table. So you're kind of treating the game like a pinball game in some levels, aren't you? Trying to keep the ball down as long as you can, because there's no time limit, is there? As far as I'm aware.
I think as soon as you on some of the things like your power ups, the power ups are really good, like the missiles and the flames and the swirling blue stuff.
Yeah.
There's a countdown in the bottom left, and you only have them for so many seconds. Before they disappear. It might be the same with the ball. I've not noticed.
Yeah, I didn't notice a time limit. So I mean, I was trying to hang out down the bottom as long as possible, and try and shoot the goons into the holes, because you can rack up some points and get the bingo.
Yeah,
bingo going.
Yeah.
So yeah, just take your time. It looks manic and looks crazy at first, but if you're a little bit more methodical about it, take your time, you can work out where all the points are, because there's a lot to take in. There's a lot going on in this game. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. Got some top tips from Rygar. Right, he says, apart from the spinners, don't shoot the pinball parts directly. Shoot baddies so they roll into them for bigger bonuses. Prioritise rolling them into the holes for ball power-ups and smart bombs. Do not use smart bombs to kill baddies. Save them for the end of level bosses, but not to damage them. Just take your time shooting and moving to do that. For mega points, use the smart bombs to hammer for the bonus points, if possible. Several at once. This will also work at a few points mid-level. The smart bomb is your friend here, Tweeps. Use it to harvest points. He's got an amazing score as Rygar.
Yeah, because obviously he's probably got an extra few lives in his game by getting those a lot of bingos and a lot of bonuses. That's where it's at. Yeah, I learnt that. You can kill the bosses. Are not that difficult, if you take your time. Because they only shoot in certain directions, right? You work out the pattern. They're fairly easy to do with your standard weapon. Save all your smart bombs for, destroying the tanks really quickly, or taking out all those bumpers in 10 seconds. And, you get your big bonuses, your big points then. If you can save your bombs for that, you'll get all your big points. Graphics. What did you think of the graphics, Shaun?
Really good. Yeah, quite varied really over the levels. Yeah, very good. The animation's good. I won't go on to sound effects as well. They're really good, and atmospheric and that.
Yeah.
What do you think of the graphics and sound?
Yeah, graphics superb, really colourful. I guess that, yeah, there was just so much going on. It's a lot to take in at first, but yeah, once you've played it for a few times, you get where everything is. The graphics are amazing. Sound effects, with the host shouting out bingo, edging you on to get further in the game. It just edges you on. Do you know what I mean? Gives you the enthusiasm to go further and further in the game. I love that. And it's not overdone either. Some games like, what's the Polestar? What's that game where it keeps repeating the voice over and over again? That Neo Geo game. Bonus, bonus, bonus. Gets annoying, doesn't it?
I don't know. You have to look it up.
You know the game, the Neo Geo game. Whereas this, it's just every now and again, and it's perfectly placed in the game. So yeah, the music's great, very satisfying with lots of heavy synth guitar sounds, which I love. So yeah, loved it all.
My conclusion to this game, I've put, it's a mad pinball-themed vertical shoot-'em up, really. Worth a playthrough to see all the scenes and enemies. Definitely needs a twin stick, I think.
Yeah.
But
I got used to it after a while, but yeah, it would benefit as a twin stick game, 100%.
If it was just a jammer kit, then it wouldn't have had a twin stick, would it?
But wouldn't that make it easier? Too easy?
I don't know, yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But saying that, Smash TV is twin stick, isn't it?
Hmm.
It's got that feel. Yeah. For me, I think if you treat the game like Commando, where it's a vertically scrolling game upwards, in these games you have to keep moving. But if you spray your gun, so you're constantly firing upwards, but spraying left to right, you normally can take out everything in your way and just do a quick turnaround, a 360, and it's usually the enemies below that you don't notice that usually catch you out. So if you just do that 360 with a joystick, you can take them out from underneath you. Just keep spraying, you can do all right in it. I think the game is great. It's got a fun gimmick that stands out from the rest of the games of that era. That's my conclusion.
Yes, me too. I think it's really good.
High score countdown.
Right, let's get to some scores. Thanks for playing, everybody. Right, here we go, down to the bottom. We've got Retro Rex, 933,170. We heard from him before.
Brian Haribo, 1 point with 1,172,550. Can't decide whether to have one last go. Question: can you influence the match score thing at the end of the level, or does it just stop randomly?
I think you can.
You can?
Yeah, I think you can. I think you can stop it. I've done it twice, but it could have been just pure fluke.
Right.
Old Man Steve, 1.1 million, 1,188,080.
Japing Barber, 1 point with 1,251,980. Good first impression. I'd buy that for 10 pence, Dan.
I'd buy that for $1. There's a lot of... It is quite a bit like Smash TV, isn't it? It is,
yeah.
It's got that vibe. Dr. Goggles, 1,320,950. Hope you and Alex are well. Managed to play a bit of Nitro Ball this month, but not a lot. What an odd game. I also found it pretty hard. The screen was very busy with bullets and enemies, even on level 1. I didn't manage to beat the first level boss, so only a modest score. It's not a bad score for not beating the first boss.
I mean, I kind of agree. That's its only downfall. It's a little bit busy. So it's hard to keep up with what's going on the screen. But after a while, after a few plays, I got used to it. Zestora, 1 point with 1,572,260.
Basil the Sane, 1,642,980.
Oh, you missed out Snarkade.
Oh, sorry, Snarkade, Darren. 1,605,270.
Basil the Sane, 1 point with 1,642,980. Different and entertaining for a little while, just feels a little muddled.
Could be, it could be. Grey Bags, 1,668,500.
Mark Happy Dude, 1 point with 1,775,460.
Another mark. What no gravy? He likes his gravy, not gravy. 1,917,220.
Stacey King, 1 point with 2 million. 19,970. I finally sat down and plugged in my joystick into my little Dell PC and put some credits into Nitro Ball. I like the fact that you can win speedboats like a Dystopian Bullseye. Brilliant. Love that.
Salbog. He likes janky games, obviously. 2,118,360. This game is well too polished for me to get a decent score. Bring on the kangaroo jankiness.
Oh, for God's sakes. Do away with him. Brilliant. Mr. Messi, 1 point with 2,237,370. Nitro Ball. Roll around. Collect big prizes. Shoot a gun. Murder people. Saturday. ITV with Bradley Walsh. Quite a fun game, actually.
He is Jimmy. He's doing well this league. 2,509,450. Modest score for me. In the little time I had to play, I really warmed to it. Completely bonkers, which is never a bad thing.
One Punch Ron, 1 point with 2,570,330. I only managed one go today as my daughter saw me playing and decided we needed to play through it in two-player. Well, yeah, it's a great two-player game. We never mentioned that. The final boss is a little hard. Oh, that means they just continued and continued, didn't they?
Yeah.
And also has the head of a Cylon. Liking it, though. Kind of Smash TV stroke Mercs meets video pinball. I agree.
Cylons were for, is it Battlestar Galactica?
Don't know.
We've done him. Buttons, 2,700,130.
Adam Flint, 1 point with 2,737,560.
Getting into the points in a minute. James Wise Mids, 2,829,920. A genuine hidden gem, this. Nice pick. I'm struggling with the second boss, but love the presentation. Would even be better as a twin stick. Yeah, someone else has said that.
Ross, 2 points with 2,865,470.
Me, at least I got some points this month. 3 points, 3,079,980. I think, what did I do? I beat the first boss. I don't think I beat the second boss.
Well, you got that big bingo then, didn't you? You got the bonus bingo point, didn't you? I never got that. Never got it. Mitsuyama, is that right? Stephen Bell?
Yeah.
4 points with 3,332,490. I also found it pretty hard. The screen is very busy with bullets and enemies, even on level 1. Yeah, go on, Shaun.
Here's my lovely co-host. He's got a lovely scar.
In your face.
He's got a lovely scar. He's got a lovely scar. 5 points, 3,880,320. What a good score, that, mate.
Yes, get in there. I got to level 3. I got to Ghost Town.
Oh, God. That's good.
Which was really good. Yeah, really enjoyed it. MM Beanie, 6 points with 4,319,520. Feels like a mix between Mercs and Smash TV. I agree.
Yeah. Mr. Berserker, 7 points now. 6,292,530. The game just gets harder. Happy with this one. I'm done.
Pingy, HGO, 8 points with 6,815,190. Pingy HGO doesn't post on here, so Mr. Berserker posted this score on his behalf. Pingy is a very good arcade player. He completed in a free game comp last week and won the trophy.
Yeah, there's another kind of high score system going on. They pick 3 games. I think you play them for a month and then you get the high score out of them 3 games. In second place is Mr. 8 Scour 7-3 with 9 points. 8 million points. 8,749,230. One of those games where all the bonuses tempt you and you quickly die. Must resist.
And at the top of the charts, it's Rygar with 10 points with 9,032,700. See gameplay section for Rygar's comments.
Yeah, he's done great there. Well done, Rygar.
He did really good, mate. Blimey. I mean, did he finish the game? Did anyone finish it?
I don't know. Don't think so.
I mean, that's more than doubled my score. He must have got near the end. I can't imagine it's a difficult game to finish. I mean, I got to level 3 and thought, like, I've got room to improve here. Even still, I could have kept going. But yeah. So how many 10p's would you have put of your hard-earned paper round money into this, Shaun?
I would put 8.
8?
Yeah, because it keeps you coming back, doesn't it? Because the levels are so good, the gameplay is so good. And you want to... I wasn't very good at whacking the balls into the little holes or the little tunnels. So I would like to practice that.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this game. I want to play Smash TV now. It's got me in the mood. I'm giving it 9. It's going to have 9 of my hard-earned 10p's. I'm just saving 10p for a pack of Bazooka Joe chewing gum.
Oh, I remember that. Great stuff.
Remember them?
Yeah.
As long as I walk home with a packet of Bazooka Joe, I'm all right.
Is it bubble gum or chewing gum? Is it bubble
chewing
gum?
When they all bubble, probably bubble gum.
Where you should blow them big bubbles and someone would pop it over your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, could have
They
been.
were great. Bring back Bazooka Joe. Eh? Great game. Really, really enjoyed that game. Loved it. I'm definitely going to go back to it.
Next show's game.
Right, next show's game, my pick. This was mentioned on a chat by Mr. Ollie Alpha 1. He said, have you played Jump Coaster? And I said, yeah, we have, but we haven't played Jump Coaster. We played Jump Bug. So Jump Coaster is by Kaneko. They did 1983. They did the masterpiece, which was Boggy 84. Which you know.
Oh yes.
Vic loved it.
Did he? I almost just picked a PCB up of that.
He tore it to pieces. But also, they did Sivern as well. The same company did Sivern, which is a very polished, one of my favourite shooters, that. Sivern.
Oh, I've got a PCB of that.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, we've done
That's faulty. It plays a little bit like Gradius underwater. Is that right?
No, it's a vertical shooter with 3... You can pick between 3 different dragons.
Oh, that's the wrong game. Yeah. Thinking of something else, sorry. Who's the company that did that then?
That is Kaneko, same company.
Yeah.
So they do these janky ones and then sort of up their game a few years later and make something like Sivern. But we've covered that. Right, so the Deadline, kids. I've played this. I like it. It's not that... It might be janky for Sal to play it. The Deadline, would you believe, is Saturday the 7th of June. We're into June now, halfway through the year. 5 p.m. UK time. Submit your score, loads of places really. Twitter, on X, hashtag 10pscore. In the Sidekick app, make sure you're in the 10pence club section for that. Email biscuits@10pencearcade.com. Facebook, facebook.com/10pence as a comment on the post. UK VAC if you're on that. It's a good app if you're an arcade collector or interested in arcade games. As a comment on the podcast feed. This is important. No submissions from console or computer compilations, as they may be different. The exception is the Evercade, because they always use legit arcade ROMs. No continues allowed, obviously. You won't need continues in this. This is just a 4 or 5 screen endless game. But I've played it for half an hour. I actually like it.
Okay.
Here's all your links there. We'll put the links in the no shows and stuff as well that I've written down, and I'll put them links in as well.
Wow, that was a long one, Shaun.
Wasn't too bad, was it? Well, I don't know what
it was a good one. It was a good one. I really enjoyed that game. I don't know about your one, though, your pick. I don't know.
I'm going to blame Ollie Alpha 1 for this. I've got a get out of jail thing.
We should get him on here, actually, again, on the podcast. We need some more guests. We're going to get another guest on soon, I think. Anyway, mate, it's been lovely doing this podcast with you.
Yeah, you too, mate. Well, it comes around quick, doesn't it? It really does.
It does, yeah. Guys, send us in your pictures, pickups, games room. We'd love to see them. Love to see all your pictures. Thanks for listening, as always. Shaun, thanks for doing the podcast with me. I'm off to play some more Nitro Ball.
Yes, I think we've got one more game room that we didn't cover, so we'll save that for next month.
Okay, cool. Cheers, guys. Thanks, Shaun.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
See you later.
See you later.
Awesome.
Coins clink clatter down the slot. Neon lights dance like a robot. Pixel dreams in 8-bit hues. Chasing high scores, paying dues. Vix escaped his Iron Maiden. Now he's playing Ninja Gaiden. Vic loves to fix joysticks. Alex prefers to lay some bricks. At the 10-pence arcade, life's a game that's homemade. Sharing smiles as prizes fade. Living moments never paid. Shaun is enjoying his dreams, eating the latest custard creams. Shaun is setting the pace, shooting aliens right in the face. Tickets pour out like a stream, feeding childhood's endless dreams.